Hello and welcome to my 2022 Amorphage deck profile. First, the Amorphage half. All Amorphage monsters have a pendulum effect that stops both players from performing a certain action while I control an Amorphage monster. For example, Leechery says that neither player can activate any spells or effects while I control an Amorphage monster. Then the monster effect always says that neither player can special summon anything from the extra deck except Amorphage monsters. I'm playing 3 Leechery. Because this is essentially a royal decree that's one-sided, this makes my boards unbreakable. Then I'm playing 2 Greed. Greed stops all trap cards or their effects. 2 Gluttony. Gluttony stops all monster effects. Then I'm playing 2 Pride. This only stops effect damage, but it's a level 4 that has rather high attack. The pendulum scales are 3 and 5, so the level 2 monsters you can rarely ever pendulum summon. And I'm playing 2 Sloth. Sloth says that neither player can add anything from the deck to their hand except by drawing it. And then I'm playing 3 Gluttony. Gluttony is a macrocosm in the scale, and this is the biggest Amorphage monster at 2750 attack. And I'm playing 3 Infection. This boosts all my Amorphage monsters for every Amorphage card I control, including this, times 100. So if I control this, plus 2 scales, plus 1 monster, all my monsters are boosted by 400 already. Also, this says that whenever a card I control is destroyed or tributed, I can add 1 Amorphage card from my deck to the hand. This is a hard once per turn though. It's pretty nice because the Amorphage cards have to tribute 1 monster in the scale every standby phase of yours, or they get destroyed. So with this you can keep the resources coming if you have to tribute so much for cost. Also, there are some ways of triggering this on the first turn. Then I have some support cards for the Amorphage deck. I'm playing 1 Kuro Obi Karate Spirit. This is a scale 9 that can return itself to the hand whenever I pendulum summon. This is nice because the highest level an Amorphage monster has is an 8, so I can just draw any scale, either a 5 or a 3 plus this, and then pendulum summon the highest level Amorphage monster out. It's technically removal, but it will never come up. Then I'm playing 3 Kaiden Kendo Spirit. This does essentially the same. It's a level 9, it's a scale 9 as well, that returns itself to the hand when I pendulum summon. This means, for example, I can have a scale 3 and a scale 5 and a level 8 monster in my hand, and I really want both scales on my field because they have good scale effects. Then I can just scale the 3, scale this, then pendulum summon the 8 out, and then return this to the hand and scale the other one. I have a scale 3 and 5, but I have a pendulum summoned a level 8 monster. I'm playing 1 Pank in main deck because this, as we all know, tributes itself to destroy a card on the field, and this would trigger my Infection to give me a search. Then I'm playing 3 Arima the Wicked Warden. I'm not playing this for the discard effect that searches Lair of Darkness, but I'm rather playing this for the tribute itself to draw 1 card effect. I'm not playing Extrav in this deck, so I'm not locked out of drawing, and this can just, if I control Infection, give me 1 draw and 1 free search. I'm playing 3 Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. This I can discard and pay 500 life points to add any level 8 or lower Pendulum Dragon monster from my deck to the hand, which is every Amorphage monster. This is just really, really cool. This is not a hard once per turn as well, so if you have multiple of this, you can bait an Ash. If you maybe have a Pot of Desires as well with one of them, then use the other one, then use Desires. It's so cool. I'm playing 3 Skullcrobat. Skullcrobat can just search him. You cannot use his penned effect though, even though he's a scale 8. He locks you into summoning only Performer Pelts and Magician Pendulum monsters. Then I'm playing 2 Sky Iris and 1 Terraforming. Terraforming searches me the Sky Iris to maybe, if I drew both of them, I can bait an Ash, and Sky Iris just searches me the Odd Eyes again. And finally, I'm playing some other draw and support cards. I'm playing 1 Pot of Riches. This shuffles 3 Pendulum monster from my graveyard or face-up extra deck into the deck, and then I draw 2 cards. I can only special summon via pendulum summon the turn I use this, but I don't really care. This is really nice because the Odd Eyes in the graveyard is kind of hard to recycle. With this you can get them back though. I'm only playing this as a one-off because it's a hard once per turn, and it needs some resources in the graveyard. Like you can technically trigger this on your first turn, but it's gonna be hard. I'm playing 1 Upstart and 2 Pot of Desires. Yeah, because I'm not playing extra, if I have a bit more draw power. If I drew extra, if I could maybe draw 2 cards like with Desires, but this way I can with Arima draw 1, I can with Infection get a Search if I have the Arima, with Upstart draw another one, then maybe draw 2 other ones with Pot of Riches. Like the possibilities are not infinite, but I got way more possibilities than if I would just play extra. And finally, I'm playing 2 Pendulum Switch. This says that I can target 1 Pendulum monster in my scale and special summon it, or put 1 Pendulum monster from my field to my scale. This lets me play around the tribute 1 monster every standby phase, or destroy this card effect of the Amorphages in the scale. And some of the Amorphages don't have to be Pendulum summoned or flipped face up for the extra deck lock. So Sloth and Goliath don't have to be Pendulum summoned or flipped face up. For the neither player can special summon anything from the extra deck except Amorphage effect. Every other Amorphage has to be Pendulum summoned or flipped face up. This means that you're never gonna trigger the Leechery, for example, or have the Leechery effect on field, because getting this Pendulum summoned is pretty hard, or having this flipped face up while it only has 0 defense, it's never gonna happen. But this is kind of nice that if you just drew into Pendulum Storage, you can scale this, then in your opponent's draw phase, or whenever he wants to remove your scale, maybe, because this is a macrocosm, remember. Maybe he wants to play around the macrocosm, or wants to hit the macrocosm or something, then you can just special summon this, and then you have another Floodgate on board. Yeah, I hope you like this deck. I really enjoy playing this, but it's kind of hard if you go second, because this deck barely has any board breakers. You can technically, let's say your opponent has like an Appaloosa and some other really cool cards, then you can just scale the one that negates monsters and then normal summon one, and then they can't use any monster effects, but it's not pretty. Because of this, I can only recommend to play as many just turn stoppers as possible, like play in your side deck, like play Nibiru, play D-Shifter, play Lightning Storm, play Raigeki, play Token Collector for the Sword Soul matchup, play whatever you can, just to get 1 free turn to essentially play as if you would go first on the second turn, because your opponent hasn't done much yet. Yeah, I I really like this deck, because people always are like, what? Are you essing me? This can't be the real effect of the Amorphages, but yeah, it is the real effect. And people are just sometimes playing around the monster effects of them, and not just, oh man, the Buster Lock is so hard, and then they don't realize that I have an Imperial Order and a skill drain on field as well. Like, they can't do anything. And because they are not activated effects, like I can have them under mine as well, I'd say. This deck doesn't have many bad matchups if it goes first, I really have to say. But it has many bad matchups if it goes second. Yeah, I can maybe do some test hands, so I'll be back in a few after shuffling this deck. Then cards in half, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have a terraforming. Let's say this gets ash, just because we want to be realistic. Then we can scale Leechery, we can scale Kendo Spirit, special summon Goliath. Then Kendo Spirit would be a spell effect, so I can't use it with Leechery. And I would pass on this. This is a Buster Lock, and this is on 2/750, so they can't really play around this. And it's an Imperial Order, so I doubt my opponent would break this in one turn. Turn 2, I could either tribute him to keep him on field and then special summon him from the ED again, or I would just let this destroy itself and scale him, or let's see what my next draw is. Karate Spirit isn't really that great. I think I would just keep this on board, then he would destroy himself, then I can Pendulum Summon the Sloth, I could special Pendulum Summon him. I could even... no, I can't Pendulum Summon him because he's a 5. And then I can swing with both, and my opponent is rarely going to break this. Let's give this another cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's see how this is going. Oh, this is not a great test hand. I will activate Infection, normal summon Arima F, tribute and summon for cost. Then I can draw one. Let's say they, just to be realistic, let's say they ogred the Infection, so nothing happens. Then I'll upstart, draw one, scale Kendo Spirit, scale Greed, then I can Pendulum summon Goliath, and they are locked out of the extra deck. And this returns to the hand. Also, they cannot imperm this because of my Greed. And next turn, I can normal summon Skullcrobat and get another search. So next turn would be another Order Revolution Dragon. So next turn in my standby, I will not pay the cost for this, I think. I would pay cost for this, so this goes to extra. Then I'd scale Kendo Spirit, special summon him back. Then I can normal summon Skullcrobat F. Oh, this returns mandatory to the hand. Skullcrobat F, get me an Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon F, Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon F, let's say one of them gets ashed. I'll get myself a I'll get myself a Leechery, just because the effect of Leechery is so nice. Scale Leechery, so now my opponent cannot use any spell cards or effects, so can't break this board even on turn 3. Then swing with both over probably just a normal summon because they can't summon anything from the ED, and then pass turn. Yeah, this is probably game 1 because my opponent can't really do much against this. Next test hand, let's give this another cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is decent. Let's say we bait the ash with this. Always say that one card gets ashed. Normal summon Skullcrobat F. Get myself. Oh, let's be even more realistic. Let's pay cost for the Desires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hope for no Odd Eyes Revolution Dragons banished. Ooh, 2 of them are banished. That's bad, but still fine. I'll get myself one Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon F. Discard this, pay 500. Get myself a Goliath. Goliath, where are you? Get myself a Goliath. Then I will scale myself a Gluttony. I will scale myself a Goliath. Set Pendulum Switch, end my turn in draw phase. Pendulum Switch, special summon Goliath, and they are locked out of the extra deck. Yeah, then in my standby phase, I could with this tribute him if they haven't destroyed this by battle. But right now I'm sitting on a Buster Lock, on a Skill Drain, and this to just switch around paying the cost. And I got another monster in hand, so next turn I would be able to draw another one, scale this one, or... Now let's actually see. I think in draw phase I would pay cost for this. Then... Good question. I would scale... I would scale him, pendulum summon him, and then just continue out grinding my opponent. And as I said, they cannot summon anything from the extra deck. This is such a nice gimmick. I really, really like this deck. Yeah, this is going to be it for today. I think this is enough test hands, and see you in the next one.